And we're rolling? Oh, hey, man. No, mic check 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, hey, man, 1. Oh, hey, man. Yeah, there we go. That sounds a little bit better. Vapor Trails Lounge, how's everybody feeling? Welcome to Green Light Comedy Night. This is actually episode 6 of season 2, show 66. Can I get a what? Yay! You don't have to. I understand you're really stoned right now, and it's asking you to demonstrate a whole lot of enthusiasm is a difficult thing to do. So we can do a golf clap, you know, bounce the table a little bit. We do accept little quiet woos from the stoned lounges, from the couches. Woo? That was a confused one. Any of them will do. Just let me know you're still alive and have brain cells in the audience. It's gonna be a good ride. We got a bunch of funny people bringing up the 420 funnies here. If you are, I'm guessing my audience is mostly YouTube. Here, let's get nice and personal, brother. I'm passing it off. Would you take this out of my hands there? Yes, sir. Sorry, and your name is? Frank. Frank, I'm Levi. Nice to meet you, Frank. Hey. This is Green Light Comedy Night. This is where we get all stoned and tell jokes to one another, providing that we can remember them. That's key point. We're here to see tonight. For both of you and yourself. You come. Is this the comp you like to see? Is this the comp you like to see?
I like to see all.
Right on. Woo! It's not that kind of show. It's not. You're not gonna get to see it all right?
Oh no.
Perfectly clothed.
Just
Jokes. I know. I recognize me from my night job. Shit, it happens all the time. Just kidding. Look, and for the people in the lounge, the first timers on this side, who met you guys? Is it the first time in the lounge? You been here before? No, I've been a million times. I've met you before too. Oh shit! Completely unacceptable faux pas in the world. You know, it's offensive to introduce yourself 7 times to the same person. Like, hi, nice to meet you. We've done this before, but you were stoned and forgot. Fuck, so bad at that. Yeah, I'm guessing it's not you guys, is it? No. Never forget a face. All right, so I'm glad you remember me. Shit, I'm like such a douche right now. Let's start that over again. Oh, hey, man, welcome to Green Light Comedy Night. We're going to get this actually episode 6 of season 2, show 66. Can I get a what? Oh, yeah, you're right. You're like, well, right here, and it's happening right now. It doesn't actually record. It's not an episode. The TV show is called The Making of a Comedy Show. We're getting there. We're getting there. We've got a strong audience of 5. That'll work with that. That's 5. Yeah, that works. That works with me. It's on Facebook, on Green Light Comedy Night, or Glisten for short. GLCN, provided that you accept that a C can make a soft sound so that we can all pretend it says glisten. I know it would say glicken, alright? You're ruining things for me. Just kidding. I'm your bipolar host and MC of the night. We're going to couple funny people up on the stage, all local. So I'm pretty sure everybody's coming from the Niagara region, people from London, all around southern Ontario. Come up here and make you guys laugh. Or get Snickers, mostly. That's about as far as we get at a stone comedy show. Drunk people are so rambunctious and they can't wait to laugh. Stone people, you just got to accept the fact that they nodded and that'll be good enough. You know, yeah. It's a good joke. Thank you. If you're killing it, guys, if any of the comedians on here, you know you're killing it when you get the... Tell me another one, man. Just how she goes. Drunk people are like, all right, this side of the room, how we doing? Woo! This side of the room, how we doing? Woo! At a lounge, you're like, this side of the room, how you doing? Woo! This side of the room. Why are you segregating us, man? I like those guys over there. I like those guys. We're all stone. We're all one, man. Why are you fucking splitting us into 2? I don't want to do that right now. That's not what I came here for. I'm at a lounge. Fucking lounging. When's the last time you guys were too high? Are we all like kind of regular everyday smokers? If somebody hits you something that's really, really cron, comes out of nowhere, you're like, oh fuck, I'm paranoid again. This is cool. This is cool. I haven't done that in a while. I'm forgetting all my shit. This is fun. Right on. I was getting used to strong weed. I mean, I started smoking when I was 12. If that says anything about me, you don't get high like you used to in grade school, man. Those are the days. You're so stoned in grade 7. Holy shit. I was a kid that was making a promise to himself that I wasn't going to smoke dope anymore in high school. I was walking into grade 9 like, yo, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take it seriously, and I'm not going to fucking smoke weed, man. Like, first day on lunch. Hey, you new here? Yeah. You smoke? Yeah. What grade are you in? 9. Oh, fuck. This is your initiation. We're sending you to school stone. Freshman, you're going to math. Could you not wipe that board? I haven't finished it yet. I wrote that half an hour ago, Levi. You're going to need to keep up with the class. Yeah, but I'm not keeping up with the class. Look how big my letters are. I'm screaming in my notes. I'm under so much stress. Look at the side of my hand. I look like the Tin Man. I'm turning into fucking Dr. Doom here. Alright. I try to write jokes, I guess, for the opening 15, have something prepared, but then you get stoned and can't remember what the hell you're going to say anyway, so you just hit this guy with a microphone and too much energy, apparently. I'll conclude a thought, something here and there, you know. I did tell you guys where you're at, so that's a good start. Everybody else come in with a roll-up rim? Everybody got the roll-up rim or coffee addicts? I see a couple in the room. Right on. Coca-Cola, that's also good. Nothing keeps you going like coffee and Coke. Hey, Jason, welcome in, guys. Nice to have you in. Just water on this side, playing it smart. I realize that it's a pretty bad addiction. Hey, well, you know, I was just screaming like coffee that. I'm here to Levi Mann. We went to high school together, you know that. So, just pretending like we were strangers and this wasn't a small community. Little town in Niagara Falls. Meeting everybody for the 7th time. Feels like a big city because I have amnesia. Like the whole time out of the town is the first time. Like 51st dates. But with cannabis instead of short-term memory loss. Really, well, this place is nice. Your last night. It was nice then too, I bet. But I've forgotten hard and long ago. What else can I tell you? Oh, yeah, the roll of the ribs a real thing. That's a nice way for us as Canadians, right? It's a nice thing that we all kind of feel like we used to identify with. Is there any big winners in the room so far? Nobody's won anything. We won a coffee. All right. Anybody else? What? Get the fuck out of here. You want $100, sir? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you sir. Was that weird? That was weird. Are you not offended? Some people get offended by sir. Like, I'm not old enough to be a sir. Oh, okay. I didn't know the H marks. What is the H mark? Got me Googling that. When does sir start? When you get knighted. Have you been knighted? No, okay. All right, buddy. All right, buddy guy. All right, buddy Deuterino. So you want a $100 Tim card? That's sick. Awesome. See this crowd work? Nice. That's going nice. It's actually my brother, and I knew he won a $100 Tim card. In fact, that's the one who got me this coffee on the way here anyway. So.
Who's your brother?
That's my brother right there. That's a Sherry Cider.
Which
Sherry
one?
Cider, that's my brother.
Hey, what's his first name?
Isaac. That's my brother Isaac.
Hey, Isaac, how's it going?
Good, how are you? All right.
Good.
You like coffee?
I do.
It's still relevant. We're progressing nicely.
Hey.
I tell my younger self in my dreams that I'm in front of 100 people right now. Every Thursday, Green Light Comedy Nights, fucking packed. You wouldn't believe. The rows and rows and rows of people. There's so many. Delusions. Gotta lie to yourself once in a while. No, nobody else. We're all honest with ourselves. Okay. All right, guys. Fine. It's gonna be that kind of show. I'm just kidding. I'm not actually hyper or even aggressive about anything right now. I've just had too much coffee. I just had to chill that out for a second. It's got all my addictions in one, man. Caffeine, nicotine, cream, sugar, gambling. If one of the prizes was a rim job, I'd be fucking set, man. This would be like the best competition. I just wait like Christmas all year round. Got me fucking doing calculus with my paychecks to figure out just how many ounces of coffee I can afford with this check. You just fucking, hey, look, chances will be good. I love people that take the chances. We're here working at the casino, or work at least behind a counter. When people stand there looking for a ticket, they think it's the winning one. Oh my god. Whereas working service is tough. Anybody work in the service industry? Yeah, a couple of us know what this like. Yeah, well, most people need to eat. That's good. All right. I've been working at Timmy's for a long time. And then I got into the restaurant industry. Thought that was pretty fucking cool. Niagara Falls winter came, and I needed to go back to to a real job. You know, you can only serve tables in the summertime. It's wonderful. In Niagara Falls, you're throwing so much money around the summertime. Wintertime, you're like, oh, fuck. You know? It's like Game of Thrones. You knew it was coming. You had so much time to prepare. But when winter came, you're like, fuck. This is serious. January, the Monday of all months, you know? Like, nobody likes it. Sorry. Some of your birthdays is in January, isn't it? Any birthdays in the house? No? One person. It's just that, you know, even September's kind of nice, you know? Things are calming down. All of summer was fun. And you get to, like, my birthday's in September. I feel like there's a lot of great things in September. And then October is fun. You got fucking parties, Halloween, you know? In November, everything calms down for a moment. We play our respects, be grateful for the one day out of the 30. And right back into December, let's get fucking drunk every day off of Bailey's. You know? And then Christmas comes, holy fuck, can you take it anymore? Are we having fun? You better be fucking having fun. You paid for it. Then New Year's Eve comes the end of the whole fucking climax, and then the whole world just freaks out for a moment. Fucking Monday. January. Back to this shit. So, is everybody having a happy February? Everybody glad that we're nice and way into that? I sure as fuck am. I also got hired at Mickey D's. Can I get a fucking M's thrown up?
50%
Golden arches? Platinum card? I'll make that Macker's money. It's gonna be fucking great. Can't wait to have benefits again. You have no idea. It pretty much solves, like, you know, employment and grocery shopping in one. I'm basically set for life. I'm pretty sure. I'm also really excited to be stoned working at drive-thru again. That was like, it's the herd mover, man. You pull up in your middle boxes, you're ready to roll, you're expecting food, you're waiting timely, hoping everybody else does, and we're like the dealer that gives a little bit out. Tim Hortons was no different. I know what it's like when you're the guy behind somebody that ordered like 3 sandwiches and like everybody's family, like the whole minivan's getting everything, and you just want a coffee. That person's so pissed. I can see them. You look out the window and you see them just rattle like the fucking steering wheel. Checking out the window every 30 seconds. Has anything happened? You're so angry. But you gotta be that face working a drive-thru, you gotta cheer people up. That's why I smoke the amount of weed that I do. Because your personal issues I don't take to heart when I'm high as fuck. You know, work a drive-thru, you take a normal day, you're like, hey, well, this morning's name's fucking Levi, I have to tell you this, I know it's stupid, what do you want? You get stoned, you're like, hey man, welcome to Tim Hortons, what can I get for you? You're happy as fuck. That person would be so picky. I'll get a 41 pack of Timbits. Could you cut them all in half and butter one side and put mayonnaise on the other, individually wrapped in waxies for separate kids? Yeah, man, that sounds fucking wonderful. You know, that sounds great. But you can't be the stoned person going to go make that order because that's never going to happen fast enough with the one for you, one for me system, you know? Hey, Levi, is that 41 pack Timbit ready? Like, have you got that order done? Delicious. No, bro, move, a sense of urgency. Oh, yeah, fuck, sorry, man. Have you tried these? These are really fucking good. So I need somebody on cocaine to work that drive-thru. That night shift, you know it moves at a good reason. All right? You're never going to trust that person. They do what you call grazing in the food world. It's called grazing, eating a Timbit while you're packing the box up, or eating a couple fries when you load up the bag, you know? People high on cocaine don't do that. They're just efficiently fucking moving sandwiches along. You know, that people, you hide them behind all the bags and products so you can't see them. You don't put that person on a fucking speaker. You don't put the person high on cocaine clearly as, you know, greeting people. Hi, you wouldn't be able to hear anything. You can pick up swing jaw through the fucking headset. That's what I'm telling you. Hi, well, which one of the name's Levi? Looking good for you. Sorry, what? What did you just say? You hear shit. And you most definitely don't trust people with a cocaine problem on cash, because they never come back. That window opens up and the cash register comes out 2 minutes later, like, where's Mark? Ah, fuck! I knew it, just running down the street with chains bouncing. Hire people with itchy noses. Then there's some drugs that just don't work at all. Like, you just shouldn't do them at work. End of fucking story. Psychedelics doesn't work. I've learned my lesson. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do that again. I don't want to be, you know, the headset strapped to your ear and you're supposed to be moving this line up. all the possibilities in the world are at your fingertips. You can. Beep, beep, beep. You guys hearing this? Yeah, it's a fucking like the speaker. Get it, man? I can't reach it right now. Oh yeah, sorry. Game face. Hi there, welcome. Welcome. I can hear myself, bro. This is trippy as fuck. I should not have ate mushrooms and gone to work. Alright, fuck, try. Welcome to Tim Hortons. My name is. You sound weird. You're like orgasming over the fucking headset right now. You just go get donuts or something. Go fucking run and grab donuts. You ever look at a vanilla dip on mushrooms? Fucking colors are moving all over the place. Holy fuck. So mostly just weed. Just weed. Just weed's a good thing to do while you're at work. Let's get you answering the headset in different fucking voices too. Good morning, welcome to Tim Hortons. What can I get for you? I knew the person loved Muppets, man. I knew they did. My favorite by far, though, you see Hamlet's Roofing Company. You guys know Hamlet's? Everybody who's a roofer's got to have a sense of humor. A pretty fucking crude one. They come through Timmy's, he's like, picks the headset. Welcome to Tim Hortons. What do you cocksuckers want? Manager's over your shoulder like, yo, you can't. You leave, yo, like you can't call the patrons cocksuckers. None of your business. What I do actually. Start cursing them. What the fuck, you boys? You're gonna take all my fucking pots, aren't you? I know you're gonna pull up here. Got 18 fucking people on your crew. Both get going for coffee at the same time. I only had 4 fucking pots. What do you want me to do? My favorite by far is Don LaFontaine. It's really fun to do. It throws people off, especially in a tourist town, Niagara Falls. You don't know who you're going to have coming through your drive-thru. Do like that like epic voice, like a ride at Canada's Wonderland, or like a preview. This summer. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Good morning, and welcome to Tim Hortons on the corner of Murray and Stanley. In the heart of tourist town Niagara Falls. This is the drive-thru, and I'll be taking your order. What is it from the menu that your heart desires? It's just a guy from China on vacation. He has no fucking clue what is going on right now. No, he had absolutely no idea how to handle this transaction. You know, I'm looking out the window, I can see him staring at the speaker box. Just 1 second, okay? And now he's got to do a convo with his family to make sure this is, make sure this is all going well. And by the way, everybody does this, and I can see that as soon as you guys step onto the pad, like as soon as you're in front of the speaker, the mic's up, we can hear you. You know, I can't count how many times I've seen soccer moms pull up like as soon as they're on the speaker. I have told you once, if you're not getting anything, you don't know by now, you're not getting anything, Kevin. Okay, hi. Like, wow. All right. So he's doing the same thing, but with his family. Okay. So I'll get the extra Roger chipper and the blueberry muffin. Just heat up just a little bit. You guys know how to ring that in, or what it is this guy wants? Over a headset's not quite clear, but I came right back at him. I know 100%, man. I speak that language. Speak Chinglish, man. One extra Roger chipper. And a blueberry muffin, heat up just a rare bit. For $2.75, coming to a window near you. Okay. I think that went well. I think things are moving smoothly. Imagine how fast they exchange too. Have you ever gotten any like quick service at a Chinese buffet? No, they don't care if you're having a good time or not. Okay, what do you want? You want to try this? Have some of that. You're like, oh, it doesn't really look good. Oh, Dad, believe me, it all tastes good. You're like, okay. You know, speed of service, man, right now, right fucking now. Imagine having a Chinese drive-thru, they move you so fast. Actually, I had a tea in a bagel. No, you get coffee and a cookie. You'll take it anyway. Hello, my drive-thru, hello. Can I have my change? Oh, you want a tray too? Okay, I'll give you a tray anyway. Go. What are you doing here? Like, oh, okay, sorry. This is intense, man. My buddy's from the Caribbean on the headset. Like, nice and slow. No, everything's just friendly as hell. Everything's nice and relaxed. You got time, you know? You know he rushes in the islands. Where are you gonna go? sense of urgency when you're crammed into China, man. I think that would be it. I think we should have, no. I think we should have a Jamaican person taking the order, and then a Chinese person at the window. That way you just go really fast. You stall them, all right? You stall them. Ask as many questions as you can think of to make sure they don't move that. When we get the window, we're just going to give them something and they can move on. It's Tim Hortons. We'll fix it if it's wrong anyway. Oh, it's good policy. Guys, I'm just fired up ripping about Tim Hortons, man. I got to calm down, all right? This roll. You guys ready to see your first comic? Are you thoroughly soaked in or stoned enough? Did we smoke enough? Or... All right.
Yeah.
A syllable answer. If we can move on just like that, that's confirmation from the fucking crowd. How do you guys feeling? Ready to move on? Bring up the next comic? Yeah. Nice. Next, we've got a couple acts on the show here. We got 3 comedians that are our headliner act. So I think every time I bring up the next act, we just make sure that Kool-Aid yeah comes back every time. Are you ready for our next comic? Yeah. Oh yeah. Funny lady has been here several times at the Vapor Trail stage, and welcome her back. Make some noise for the very lovely Miss Lacie Victoria, everybody.
Hi, girl. Hello. Yes, Lacie Victoria. My name. I sound like a stripper. It's awkward. It's really awkward. You know, I don't know what else to do about it. The thing is I have like worse introductions. My ex-boyfriend, we used to go to parties and they'd be like, this is old TV Williamson. TV. It doesn't stand for television. It stood for tiny vagina. How the fuck am I supposed to look someone in the eye after an introduction like that, right? I'm just like... My name's Lacie. Awkward as fuck, man. So, like, aside from, like, my good dating decisions in my past, I sort of generated a whole list of, like, really good life advice for people. And, I mean, I think it's really pertinent. It's Valentine's Day, right? It's Valentine's Day. So you got love in mind, all sorts of ideas floating around. So I'm going to give you some advice. Is there anyone in here that's single? Not a single one. Woo, that's amazing. That's really amazing. So, well, good for you. None of you are on Tinder. That's a fantastic thing, guys. It's a scary fucking place out there. It's a scary, scary place. You don't meet good people there. If you happen to settle down with someone you met on Tinder, that's fine. It means you're open. Which really just means you have absolutely no fucking standards. Good for you. Good for you. That's nice, you know? So once you start dating, you guys hang out, you have to like eat in front of each other. That's always fun. It's a good time. You know, I always offer like, let's go eat some dead animals. Let's just go eat some dead animals. People don't know what to respond to that, you know? I don't care what kind, just let's eat a dead animal. Let's do this. I'm not afraid. Fuck salad. Fuck salad. You know? Maybe some potatoes. I'm like addicted to potatoes, man. I named my cat Potatoes. She's now like 15 pounds. I'm so sorry. So sorry. So like, I'm a cat lady, not a dater, obviously. It's okay. Don't worry. What ends up happening if you find yourself in a relationship is you have to like get them to like you. Sometimes that's easier than others, but like if you're having a hard time, there's like some really easy things that you can do. First, just give them a blowjob. It's really fucking simple.
Yeah.
So like once he's gonna get comfortable, you know what happens? He's just gonna blow in your mouth. He's not gonna tell you. Just spit it in his fucking belly button. I fucking hate that, man. Hate it. Hate it. Try cleaning that out. Fuck you. How do you think I feel now? Violated. Violated. Yeah. So then, you know, you have to get them to like you again. after you spit in their belly button. Sorry. Not sorry. So then, like, you just feed them and shit, you know? Just watch their TV shows. Feed them. Blowjobs. Yeah, it works. And then eventually they're like, oh, I love you, man. What would you do if I proposed? You probably shouldn't stress vomit. Don't, that's like awkward. I didn't actually stress vomit, but I told him that would be my answer. I would stress vomit. That's what I do. So then you're single again. Not really though, because then you get to travel. Traveling's lots of fun. While traveling, you probably shouldn't try to smuggle rice and beans into Mexico though. Like, they'll still let you in. They really will. They just don't respect you because you're fucking stupid. You know? Like, they're probably even fucking cheaper in Mexico than they are here. But I bought them at the bulk barn all covered in poison. Thank you. Great. I got to keep my soup mix. So I ate fucking soup in Mexico. Who the fuck brings soup to Mexico? It's hot there. What the fuck, man? So then, like, once you get there and they let you into the country, well, they flag you, so they go through all your shit on the way out. That was fun. But then you drink a lot. A whole lot. Because what else is there to do when you're on vacation, right? So the next thing you do once you drink a whole bunch on vacation, you just got to make some friends, right? You just make some friends. So, like, the best way to do this is something I like to call liquor lamas. I don't know, does anyone here a mom? Oh, you're a mom. That's awesome. All right. Huh. Awesome. So anyways, anyone that knows what Lamaze is, it's breathing exercises for when you squirt a baby out, right? So, like, it's kind of like that, but with alcohol. So, like, you can just, it's a great party trick, especially if you're trying to get someone so drunk that they just don't know what they're doing. Just be like, look, I'll teach you a trick. Take a giant deep breath in, chug as much alcohol. My favorite is whiskey. So you just chug as much whiskey as you possibly can. And then when you're, like, done, you just, like, stop and then just exhale. And then while you're down there, just give them a blowjob. Right? And then, like, you're just back to square one. That's how you make friends. Yeah. Or at least that's how I made friends. I don't know. It doesn't matter how many times I say it. People always give me the same look. I don't know. I was told that, like, they don't fix what I have. Yeah, I know they don't have a cure for AIDS. Thanks for rubbing it in, you dick. Like, fuck, man. What are you supposed to do? But, like, you end up in situations like that because you're drinking a whole bunch, you're giving blowjobs, and then, like, you're in a back alley with a bunch of strange guys you never met before tonight. Oh. Well, this is questionable. You know, you find it's too far now. You're just too far gone. You're down the alley. It's dark. There's 4 of them. They all want to see the trick. So you know what you do? You spit on them and say, I have Hep C, motherfucker. They don't get much closer after that. The thing is don't fuck up those 2 last rules, right? Like, if you're in a back alley, don't do the liquor Lamaze trick. Don't do it. Okay, don't. That's a fucking bad idea. You know? It is. Speaking of abortions, I broke that rule. Don't say abortion. Oh, I broke it again. Say smortion. Smortion. Yeah, it's better. You know? Smortion. It's like a little chocolate dip baby squished between marshmallow and tiny little graham crackers. Yeah, that's so much better, isn't it? Yeah. So much better. So much better. So, I'm a teacher. I am. I really am. I'm really happy to be here tonight. Because, you know where I'm not? At the studio anymore, getting crop dusted by fucking kids. You know what? It's flu season, man. They're all fucking sick. They're all fucking sick. It's disgusting. And you know what? You can't call a kid out for, like, air raid shitting his pants at the table beside you. That's bullying. It is. I can't pick on the fucking kid. Go to the bathroom. This is disgusting. Come on, man. I don't care if you're 8. You just shit your pants. Okay? Fuck. It's too much. It's too much. But it's a good job. It's a great job. I basically get to just play around with material. Except it's got to be totally appropriate. Like, you can't talk about abortions. I got in trouble last week. So abortions, yeah, exactly. Because we were talking about dead pets. One of them started teaching a painting. And I was like, okay. Alright. You're doing a painting about your dead dog. Cool. It's a sad story, man. It's dark. Why don't we just paint a smile on your dead puppy? Yeah. Just paint a smile on it. So I want to thank you guys and invite Levi back up to paint a smile on your face again.
Lacie Victoria, everybody. Make some noise for her. Is everybody holding it together? We're not thinking about our past pets, are we? That's sad. Okay, it's tough. It's tough. As a comedian, you bring up stuff and you're supposed to just disregard whether or not it's true. It's a joke, you know? You don't think about it too much. Then you get stoned and tell jokes and you're like, are you fucking lying to me, man? Did you really do that? Like, you're thinking about it, it's just a punchline. So I saved a cat once. That's a true story. Which unfortunately means that, you know, one had to die. We were not talking about dead pets there. I thought I was gonna tell my dead pet story. Okay, we'll do a quick synopsis. Long story short is I crushed a kitten and I didn't mean to. I kind of suplexed my couch getting home without like checking the area first. You get home from school and you're like, oh fuck, boots off. Yeah, I hit a bomb. A suplex. Land on the couch, the sofa goes, Wah! So does the kitty. I didn't know. I couldn't tell. I was lying there for a good second before I realized, you know how I knew? Because all the other kittens in the litter looked at me like, you motherfucker. And then took off all in unison. I stood up like, what did the fuck? Oh my god, what did I do? I lifted up the throw bag. Have you guys seen Arsenic and Old Lace? Like, just kind of, you know which Pat, you know, there it is, lying there. You still, for some reason, here, kitty. Now I'm holding this lifeless cat. I just knocked the wind out of it like something hard, and I'm panicking. My heart's going through my roof, beating through my chest. Like I'm freaking out. My mind is going, my girlfriend's gonna fucking kill me. 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 And then a little voice in the back of my mind said, well, what do they do in the movies? So I brought that little fucker to the kitchen counter, and I pried his little kitten mouth jaws open, and I gave him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, just like they do in the movies. Sorry, meowth-to-meowth, I believe it's called when you do it with a cat. I pried his little kitten face open, and I took a big, deep, life-saving breath of air, and maybe I overshot it a bit. Probably didn't need that much air, but I gave him all of it regardless to save him back. See if he needed a lot, I figured. And he filled up like a tube sock inside of a balloon, kind of like just. And then he coughed, sneezed, and bit me harder than I could ever imagine a tiny kitten could. Like when he came back to life, he's like, oh, that hurt. And right on there, you ever try to pull a cat off your skin? It doesn't really work, you know? Like their grip's a lot better than yours, especially when it's into your flesh. You just, what do you do with it now? Hindsight, I probably should have ran it under the water, maybe. You know? I would have jumped off like, what the fuck? Instead, I just let him go, and hopefully sooner or later he would get off of me. I'm so sorry, I let go, please, I'm sorry. And then he ran away. I was all within like 5 minutes of getting through the door. You know, one of those fucking days. I killed it. I killed it. Came back. It works. Does it work with a dog? I thought somebody would have an answer to that by now. I figured maybe they'd be like, yeah, it would, man. It's called... Fuck, I should have wrote that punchline earlier. Not Meowth to Meowth, but something with a wolf in it or something. I don't know, you'll figure it out. You know how to make a cat sound like a dog? Was it C-pop, PPR, C-pop, PPR? Take it to the drafting table. We're going to come back next week. It's going to destroy. Mace Coloni headlining is going to we'll just, that joke will be just the gem. It'll be the best. Everybody will love it. All right, maybe not, but the point is that Meowth to Meowth happened. It's a real thing. And whatever the other point was, I just caught a new wave of my buzz and totally forgot. So rock on. Still rolling the shows. Hey guys, feeling another credit. Ready to bring up another comic? Oh yeah! Rock on. Right up the stage right now. It's for you. It's looking at him right now. It's only have to move like one chair, and then he'll be there. He's front row. I can see him with glasses on, ready to take the stage. Co-worker of mine, very funny, and I said just at the Rainforest Cafe. I don't want to bring this up because there's just a million of us work there. But the amount of money, funny motherfuckers that are coming out of this place, and I'm so glad he's taking us over to Showtime and Celtic Pub, and he's here at the Vapor Trails for the first time. Finally, this is Derek Dumele, everybody. Yo, they're all yours, brother.
Thank you, Levi. Great. I'm used to getting like a free beer and then not being baked out of my mind, so I really appreciate the free Coke. That's my mouth's never been so dry in my life. Yeah, this is my first time here at Vapor Lounge ever, or any vape lounge, so it's kind of cool. I always wanted to come to one, and like every time I was almost here, I get that stoner paranoia where like as soon as I leave, I'm gonna get tackled by this SWAT team. And I'm like live on Spike TV out of nowhere, and then some really overdramatic narrator's like, another degenerate drunkie off the streets. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm totally bringing notes because I'm stoned right now, so yeah, I'm forgetting everything. I do this every time anyway, so it's all good. But yeah, like, they would never garner me that much attention. Like, nobody cares me that much. That's why I think I'd be good to get, like, kidnapped. Like, that sucked for the kidnappers. Like, you just convince them that your net worth is -0, and then what are they going to do? Like, I don't know anybody rich. I'm not worth anything. You're not going to get some kind of 50 G's ransom. It's not going to happen. I'm also, like, annoying. I think the whole time I'd be like, there's a kidnapping over you. There's a kidnapping over you, that thing. Thank you. You also have to feed me because you let me starve, I die, and that's first-degree murder. That's not worth it either. I think just eventually they'd throw me off at like a corner, and then they'd be like smart kidnappers and get like a 12-year-old girl from a rich white family. That's where all the kidnapping money is. We all know that. We all watch the news, right? Yeah. The one thing I don't like about ghost shows, I know I don't have transitions at all. There's never like a 5,000-year-old ghost. It's always in the last 2 centuries. I always want to see like a caveman ghost. I think he's like, his name's Oog, and he never actually lived in the house. He was like, his cave was there a millennia ago or whatever, and he doesn't hate the tenants. He's just like swinging his ghost club around because he's all confused by modern technology. It's like, Oog doesn't understand microwave and iPad. Oog. I had to end that with like a caveman ghost impression, and that was just awful, so I apologize for that. Okay. I also didn't know that we have like 10 minutes time. Like, I thought it was, I'm used to like 8 people shows, so I have like 5 minutes worth of stuff. I apologize. But yeah, one thing I don't get about being ghosts either is like, that's why I feel like I don't believe in ghosts, because I've never been cool enough to get haunted by one. And so I just believe they don't exist because they never bothered with me. But I don't blame them, right? Like, ghosts, you live for 80 years and then you die and you're the spiritual entity. I wouldn't waste time, like, going after some guy that plays, you know, World of Warcraft all week long. He's got this Dorito cheese keyboard. Like, I'd be doing way cooler shit as a ghost. I mean, the pyramids, you got, like, every world wonder. I'd find out if the Loch Ness Monster existed. I would search that entire lake. It'd be crazy. Why would you bother wasting these losers on these shows? Nobody even visits them in real life. You're a fucking ghost. Come on. Christmas? Is that too late to ask that? It's kind of like February now, right? I really like Christmas. You know, I get the family to get together. I really don't see my family a lot. The only thing I don't like about Christmas is the parents in Christmas movies, because it's like, in their reality, Santa Claus existed the whole time, and it takes this whole dramatic journey where the kid like proves that he's real in the climax of the movie. But like, I mean, really, in a universe where Santa Claus exists and you don't believe in him, you're a fucking idiot. Because there's these mysterious presents showing up under your tree. Nobody claims them. I mean, like what? Like, oh, I don't know where it came from, honey. I hope it's not anthrax, but apparently it's from Santa. You know, you're in the middle of the night. You hear this fucking fat ass and 8 reindeer land on your roof. Oh, maybe it's a squirrel. I don't know. You get stuck in your chimney. Like, there's just a million signs. You even got the song like, I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus last night. Like, he's giving your wife herpes, and you're asleep in your fucking bed. I don't understand it. I really just wanted a pathway to a conclusion where it ends up with Santa Claus with herpes. I think that'd be hilarious. Like, he goes to a North Pole brothel, and there's just elf horrors everywhere. And then suddenly it's Boxing Day, and 2 billion women have sores around their mouths. Like, what happened there? It's a foregone conclusion. I'm forgetting everything else here, so, how much time do I got anyway? I'm just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
I doesn't even fucking matter, yeah.
It's been like
Alright,
7 minutes. Yeah, you're at 7.
7? Okay. Oh, I didn't think of that. One thing? Alright, yeah, it's election year. I was gonna talk about that. Okay. We just elected Trudeau. Anybody pumped about that?
Yeah,
No, Trudeau. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't expecting a reaction. Every election, I'm noticing more about like the Green Party. They're always like trickling up, and I don't really get the Green Party because like you're running on an extreme pro-environmental campaign, but then you go around and you cut down trees and you make wooden signs and put them up all over the place. Like, is it even worth it? They never win anything. They would be better off for trees and shit if they just didn't run. They don't win anything anyway, right? That'd be like vegetarians going around protesting where they're rocking like leather jackets and they're tossing around the pigskin football from the 70s. It's completely hypocritical. I know some pet owners, and they think like, oh man, I wish my pet could talk. I wish I knew what he was thinking right now. They're like dogs and horses, but really, I just want to see what like a talking bird would say. I feel like they'd be super pissed off after decades of just spying on them all the time with binoculars. Like, how fucking creepy is that? You gotta explain bird watching to a bird. You're like, well, it's like a hobby, you know? We see one of you, then we mark it down. He's like, well, what? Well, every time you look at a housewife and through the bathroom window, like, do you mark off all the ethnicities there, man? Like, this is not cool. This would be a lawsuit if I was a person. All right, yeah. I'm just gonna bring Levi back on because I've never been stoned like this playing. Yeah. There we go.
Good to know, everybody. It's something else, man. I love that. That's seriously the big side effect. Not side effect, the inventiveness, you know, like of marijuana. You smoked it, you start thinking some shit you have never thought before. Like, how would they feel? Oh, so you're so stoned and things like, especially animals and the amazingness. I think one of my favorite things to do is documentaries while I'm high because shit that I've already learned before but presented to me again is like, wow, I knew this, man. Love that shit. I think it was what my girlfriend and I were doing the Netflix and chill, and we watched a horror movie. The whole thing, I don't get horror movies. I'm like the worst person to watch a thriller with. At the end of the scene, be like, okay, but it doesn't answer this question. Yeah, I don't get what happened there. That makes no sense. Nobody would do that. She wouldn't have broke her leg from falling off the back of a truck. Why would she grab that axe? You know, like every question, like, hey, you can just watch the movie. And like, I just have so many questions. Just they don't answer anything in a horror movie. It doesn't make any sense. And she's freaked out. She's like, oh my god, it's so intense. I'm like, not really. I know it's coming. They told you it's coming already. And we watch a documentary. And it's like, buddy's like, at any given point, there are several species of mites living on your very eyelashes. Oh my god, turn it off! Ew! I want it. This is so gross. Oh my god, it's freaking me out. I'm like, hold on. The killer wasn't as scary as the dust mites on your eye. killer's not real. Those mites are there. It's like, stop, John, you're not helping. All right, right, sorry. It's fascinating. So glad that marijuana and Netflix existed in my lifetime, you know? How great is that? 2016, is this not the coolest convenience store / someone's house you've ever seen? So just hang out, still red bellies. This is like eternally the friend's house that you stopped home at on the way to school to get stoned. What's taking Jim so long to get home? You know where he is. He's going getting high over at that kid's house. You got a name? Rodney. Nah, he doesn't sound like a cool joker. God, I don't have a name, man. Crimson. No, that's just the color of this room. All right. Well, that's a good author. We'll figure out his name later. But like we're always stopping and getting high. Do you know what time it is? Look up at the clock. 4:20. Nobody fucking knows. Jay Burner. That's right. Yeah, that's of course his name is Jay. Thank you. Writing team on fucking spot. It's good. People, you saw it there. It happened. Follow the comedians. We got one more 420 funny bringing come up to you right now. And before a headliner comes up, tears the roof off this place, eh? So, are you ready for the next comedian up on the stage? Oh, yeah. Alright, let's do the same showtime. So glad you started here. Come back. Let's welcome back. Give her a nice warm welcome back to the Vapor Trails Lounge. It's Miss Sherry Sider, everybody. You're all yours, Sherry.
Hi, everybody. I too don't perform all high, so this is a little fucking weird, right? I've been doing this for like a year and a half, and it was on my bucket list, and it's just really cool. Okay, let's get her done. Anyway, that is too funny. Alright. Holy shit. Okay. Teen pregnancy. I'm totally, I did everything I could to prevent teen pregnancy with my daughter. I had the sex talk with her. I had the birth control talk with her. I even went as far as going in her room in the middle of the night, and I'd start poking at her, and I'd scream, "Mom, Mom, Mom!" Jump out of bed. She'd be like, "What?" I'd say, "You don't have sex. Kids wake you up in the middle of the night." So, I'm a grandma. And when people find out I'm a grandma, they cannot believe it. It's like, I don't know why I'm 62. And they're like, "No, you're not." I go, "No, not really, but if I was, I'd look pretty damn good." Actually, speaking of being a grandmother, I picked my granddaughter up today after school, and the teacher said she wasn't listening, and I said, "You didn't have your listening ears on." And she says, "I'm sorry, Grandma, but the battery was dead, so they're charging." Oh, it cracked me up. But becoming a grandmother, I became comfortable within my skin. I didn't give a shit what people thought anymore. If I, it just. Maybe I should look at my nose. That might help, eh? All right. Anyway, I've lost 210 pounds. I've kept it off now for almost 6 years, and I know I still need to lose some weight. However, I look in the mirror and whenever I'm having a bad day, and I say, "Sherry, you're big, you're bad, you're beautiful. Don't you ever forget what your daddy used to say when you'd say, 'How do I look?' You'd say, 'You look good. A blind man would be happy to see you.' My dad, he was like a real cool cat, right? My mom, she would be, something would annoy her. They'd be sitting around the table, a whole bunch of people, you know, they'd all using their own spoon for their coffees. She was like complaining that she's got to wash all these spoons, right? Just going on and complaining. So my dad's like, oh my God, finally, what he did is he went out and he got an elastic, a rubber band, and got a spoon so that you would go down, stir your coffee, the spoon would go up in the air, and it was long enough for her to go over to the sink to wash it, and then the spoon would go back so that she didn't have to wash anybody's spoons anymore. And then one time in the kitchen, it was really small, and she's complaining all about it, and he's like, just in the middle of dinner, he just starts, oh, I think we could tear down that wall and it would work, you know what I mean? So he just starts taking down the wall, and she's like running, oh my goodness. Yep. Just that type of guy. I was a crazy kid, you know, kind of like a little mini me. In kindergarten, the teacher would say, does anyone have a birthday today? And every day I would raise my hand and the class would sing happy birthday to me. The teacher probably depended on it, like, you know, to gather her last little things. I failed grade 2 because literally on my report card it says that I talk too much. I love that my mom kept that. And I went to the same school, like from kindergarten to grade 8. So I was like a welcoming committee, and my one day this my buddy here, she comes into the school, and I'm like, hey, you know, welcome to Prince Wales School. My name's Sherry. If you'd like to sit beside me. She's like, okay. And so we've been friends ever since. I totally screwed that up. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Gotta come see me though. You know what? This is really cool though. Like I've never done a room like this. Yeah, I did. I was here like a while ago. Shit. That's pretty funny. Because I'm high. There was, I came home from work one day, and there was this bag hanging on my door. And inside it was like pencil, crayons, and pens and everything. And I was like, oh, maybe it's for the people next door. I'm in an apartment. Someone might have put it there. The only kid on the floor, right? So I hung it there. And a few days later, there's another bag on the door. And inside of it is a keychain, a raincoat, and a reusable water bottle. So I go knock on the person's door that I gave the other bag to. She's like, oh, thank you very much for the bag, right? And I go, I got another one. She goes, yeah, we weren't expecting anything. I go, you want anything? She goes, nah. I go, I think I have a stalker. And I think my stalker's cheap. Then, I'm home. And there's a note on the door from the flower shop. So I am all excited. I go running to the flower shop. I'm driving. And I walk in. It's a beautiful arrangement of flowers. And I go to take them, and the guy's like, oh, hold on a minute. And he's like, goes to the cash register, It's like, oh shit. And I'm like, what's going, like, you know, why, you know, and he's like,
Just catching the
anyway, you know what, this has been quite a experience for me, but a hell of a good one, man. I've really enjoyed it. Hey, and my name is Sherry Satter. Go on Facebook and be my friend, because I have no friends. Family don't count. My name's Sherry Satter. Have a good night.
This Sherry's out of your rescue, baby. Be able to do stones and on track. On track is so hard to do. Track, where's track, man? The whole thing's all over the place. Becomes illusion. How long you been on stage? I don't really know, man. Everything, the whole room just becomes gel, all of you together. It is a pretty trippy experience. So for front row being dabs and you're staring into people that are going, you can tell they're thinking about like some, I don't know, it's just marijuana, you know? Trippy shit. Wish we could video games up here too. And some of you have been looking at that bud the whole time like, yo, that is so fucking nice. Like, just, holy shit. And you come back and you're like, oh fuck, I missed something. What did I miss? Oh no, I was behind. Where's the subtitles? Shit, this is not Netflix. First world problem. For the rest of us, honestly, this vape trail, like, this is show 66 now, man. This is through February. We've been doing it in over a year, and more people coming up to the stage and again and again. And around all your comics, make some noise for them as well as your house too. Thank you guys. Give yourself a round of applause. Make some noise. Also welcoming in the headliner, guys. Close up the show right now, Mr. Jeff Stroop himself. Stroop, you're all yours now. It's time to get Stroopid. Keep going for Levi. Levi. Where you going, Levi? Audio? Let's just stop right there. Before we go any further, I gotta know right now. Do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life, Levi? Will you take me away? And will you make me your wife? Anyways, enough fucking around. Let me sleep on it.
Okay. Not karaoke. Okay.
Let me sleep on it. I'll get an answer in the morning.
All right, Levi, you had your time. All right. Trying to bring some silliness back into the room. This is, I mean, man, I love this room, but so mellow. I mean, fuck. Is this a painting? For fuck's sakes, I love this. But I do. I absolutely love being here because one of the main things I love about this place is you guys are so mellow. Like Levi was talking about drunk people. I mean, you don't get heckled at shows like this very often. And that's one thing I love because I do not deal with hecklers very well. I'm not a heckling kind of person. I had once, I was doing a show and it was a show with a cordless mic similar to this, and you know, I like cordless mics. I like the idea you can move around. I could be telling jokes back, you know, outside. I could be all over the place. Well, this one particular place we were doing comedy, they had this door by the stage and you could go out in the hallway, and I decided, growing up, when I listened to comedy, I listened to comedy. And comedy, I loved listening to comedy on the radio, CDs, cassettes. That's how I was introduced to comedy. I never watched, like, you know, HBO specials, DVDs. So I had to imagine what the comedian was doing on stage. So I thought this one night, I thought it's a great idea. I'm going to take the microphone out in the hallway. The people in the audience have to picture what I'm doing. And I thought it was a great idea. Until by where I was doing my set, there's bathroom doors, and this guy comes out of the bathroom. And he's one of these, you know, he's shaved head, neck tattoos, you know, kind of guy that, you know, I wouldn't normally want to mess with. But I said hello to him, and he wasn't too impressed with me.
And to say the least, he wasn't too impressed with me. So I was continuing to try to keep the conversation, and we're talking, and he's like, "Oh, you're not funny." I'm like, "Oh, think you're funny?" You know, this is where the idiot starts coming out of me. "Oh, you think you're funny? Here, why don't you take the microphone and, you know, show me what you think you got? Because if I take that microphone, I'm going to smash it over your head." Okay. So still not knowing what to do, I'm like, okay, you know, like thinking, what's your problem, sort of thing. He's like, he looks at me and he goes, "You sound like a lesbian." Yes, I know I have a high-pitched voice, and, you know, people say that. You know, so I probably should have, you know, said nothing. Or, you know, because days later I had great comebacks. Because, you know what, you want to heckle me? Come back in a week. I will fuck you up. But don't expect a witty comeback at the moment. Because the words out of my mouth after he said, "You sound like a lesbian," my next words were, "Yeah, you look like a lesbian." And obviously I just told you, shaved head, you know, scary looking guy. I should not. Last guy you're going to say you look like a lesbian to any other time. All I have to say is thank God the host, David Green, was there, and he was able to somehow smooth things out. Otherwise, they would have been smoothing me out of the fucking floor later on. But yes, enough about talking about hecklers. Tell you about myself. I'm married. I have 2 daughters. You can clap for that. It's all right. I understand sometimes, you know, you need prompts. You know, maybe you know what we need? We need a plus sign for us, like yeah, you may applaud now.
That's exactly
Laugh, you know, something. Yeah, groan, you know. Sometimes my jokes require a groan. Maybe you don't know where to put the groan, but anyways, yes, like I said, I do have 2 daughters, and my oldest just turned 17.
Oh.
Yeah, Sherry feels for me. And a couple years ago, I was in Hamilton doing a show. I was with a bunch of comedians I've known for a long time. We were doing a show, and one of the comedians I've known for like about 15 years. We were talking. He's like, "Oh, hey Jeff, you got kids, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got kids." He's like, "Oh, what do you got, boys?" I'm like, "Oh, I got 2 girls." He's like, "Oh, cool. How old's your oldest?" I said, "Oh, she's 15. She's turning 15." And this guy actually says to me, "Is she hot?" I'm like, how do you answer a question like that? How do you, no, punch to the face? No. I mean, I've known the guy like since about 2000, 2001. I know the way the guy talks, so I wouldn't punch him out because I know it's harmless. It's harmless. But so, you know, I'm thinking, I guess I didn't respond to his question quick enough, because his follow-up question was even better. He said, "Well, if she wasn't your daughter, would you do her?"
Oh my God.
Would you do her? And that stumped me. You know, how do you really now? How do you even though I know the guy? How do you? Like I said, if it was anybody else, I probably would have punched them out. And how do you respond to that? And like thinking, no. But, you know, she's got a few friends, and perhaps if I was 20 years younger, I'd still be too fucking old for them. But I'd tear them up. No. Yes, it is awful. Hey, have you seen some of the teenage girls these days? Fuck. I'm thinking about poking out my own eyes. Fuck. So I don't have to. Anyways, enough about doing teenage girls. What else can we talk about? My 17-year-old though, she is a pretty decent kid. I don't know if I think she's hot or not, but she's a good girl. she could do better in school. That's my biggest complaint. She could do better in school. And she could listen to better music, maybe. I hate her taste in music. Especially because I get dragged to the concerts. Her friends don't even like the music she listens to, so I get stuck taking her to the concerts. Like, the past 2 summers, I had to go see One Direction. Woo! Yeah. Maybe for you, but for a 42-year-old man, it's not a treat. Especially last year, we had floor seats. Dear God! Any man should not be on the floor at a One Direction concert. It's a scary place. I seriously feared for my life. But she enjoyed herself, so that's that's the important part, right? But at the first concert, I didn't want to go, so I wore one of my heavy metal T-shirts from one of the concerts from my type of music, Gwar. If anybody's familiar with Gwar.
Yeah.
I wore a nice Gwar shirt. And I thought, you know what, this is going to be my way of saying I don't want to be here. But nobody seemed to notice, nobody seemed to care. So last year, when we first found out we were going to see them this past summer, I was talking to one of my comedian friends. I'm like, you know what? This year I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to find an even worse shirt, something more gruesome. I'm like, you know what? Better yet, I'm going to come up with my own T-shirt idea. I write something on a T-shirt, in protest of being there. Something like, here against my will, or somebody please help. Then, without even thinking, the next words out of my mouth were, or a T-shirt that says, my daughter made me come. Yeah, and I figured that probably isn't a good T-shirt to be wearing around a bunch of teenage girls. Probably not. Especially if you misspell come. That would be even worse. But yeah, I could see it though. We're walking up to security with our tickets. Security takes one look at my shirt and they're like, you mind following us? I'd be like, what? We haven't even gone into the show yet. I haven't done anything. Look down at my T-shirt and be like, oh, this direction? Or should I bend over here? But, that's one of those cases where, thinking things and saying things. Sometimes you got to think things a lot better before you say them. Like, I was at the mall a while back, and I was walking behind these teenage girls. It was a group of about 4 or 5 teenage girls, and I could hear bits and pieces of their conversation, but I didn't exactly know what they were talking about. Until I'm just assuming that they were talking about somebody that the one girl didn't like, because all of a sudden the one girl said, if you ever say that person's name again, I'm gonna rip your fucking tit off. Is that what kids are doing now? Is that like the hip new thing? You pissed me off, I'm gonna rip your tit off. Your tip? Whoa, no, that's a whole different thing. That's what the Jewish people do. Hey, they do. Well, maybe not rip it off, but anyways, I'm gonna rip your tit off. No, they don't. How mad do you have to be at someone that the mere mention of their name makes you want to cause harm to your own friend? Not go seek that person out. I've never been that mad that I want to punch somebody in the dick or rip their dick off, for that matter. But it's like I said, think things before you say them. Like a few years back, I was out with some friends, and it was getting around lunchtime, and everybody was getting kind of hungry. And my one friend, her daughter was there. I think she was about 17, 18 years old at the time. And we're all talking about, maybe going out for lunch. And this teenage girl, she's like, I enjoy eating too much. I could never be an Ethiopian. Yes, I know. When did starvation become a lifestyle choice? You know, when is it a conscious decision? You know, not we don't have food, that's why we don't eat. No, we just don't want to eat. We don't want to eat ever. That's not a choice. You know, I'm sure Ethiopians don't sit around looking at pictures of us going, you know, I could never be Canadian. I just enjoy starving way too much. Way too much. Yeah, like I said, it's always, you know, I'm listening to people, you know, say things and twisting the way people say things. Like a couple years ago, my brother and I were over at my parents' house, and we were sitting around talking. And my dad, I don't know what, I can't even remember what the conversation was or how it even got to this point. But my dad said, this is actually what my dad said, you know what bothers me about gay people? And like, my brother and I started looking at each other, we're like, oh my God, you know, this 65-year-old man, what is he about to say about gay people? You know, your mind goes to the worst possible things ever. But he says, they have ruined rainbows for everyone. I'm like, what? How in the world? No! No! How does that pop into his head? Basically, they've ruined the meaning of rainbows for everyone. No. You know, I still look at I go outside and I look at a rainbow and I think, oh, pretty colors. It's because of the sun and the rain. I don't look at a rainbow and go, fucking gay. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. That's my dad for you. My dad's had many things over the years. I've often questioned his way of speaking. You know, especially like I grew up in the country, and my dad grew up in the country, and he was born in Holland, and you know, Dutch people are kind of out there. They're in your business, and they have no problem with saying what they want to say. My dad, I'd come home from school. One of his big lines always was, you tell them you met this new kid at school or something. You tell them their name, and you'd say the last name or whatever, and he'd say, "Oh, where's his people from?" Not what's their ethnic background, but I'd introduce him to a friend or something, and he would say that. Where's your people from? I have no people. What do you mean? But yeah, that's like I said. Just it's a different sort of generation. You know, he grew up in. You know, foreigners are very much. You know, they can be excused for saying things that you know you would normally not think you could say. You know, I seen it growing up. You know, hanging out. You know, around my dad and stuff. You know, just blurt out anything, and then later, actually, one of the best things he ever said years ago was I introduced him to my girlfriend at the time in high school. I introduced him to my high school girlfriend, and she had red hair, and not a big deal, but so I'm like, "Hey, Dad, this is my girlfriend," and he's like, "Oh, nice red hair." That's my dad's line. But what's great though is after we're driving home, my dad's like, "Oh God, you got to tell her I'm sorry." What? You're sorry she has nice red hair? What are you talking about? Yes, I probably could do an hour of jokes about my dad, but I love my dad. But I said I was telling you I grew up in the country, and growing up in the country is fun, but if you don't, when you're a teenager, if you don't have your own vehicle, if you don't drive, you know, your options are pretty limited when it comes to after school work or summer employment, you know. So you get stuck with basically anything that's within walking distance. So growing up, I had 2 jobs. It was basically the same thing. There were two jobs that were pretty much identical. I either caught chickens or I caught turkeys. So it's basically, you know, the same thing, only different. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a line that's always killed me too. You know, hey Levi, I have the exact same shirt as you at home, except it's long sleeves and it's green, doesn't button up. There's a zipper on the back, but it's the exact same shirt. I swear. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. Turkeys, chickens. Over the years, I've told people about these jobs, and people have said, you know, which do you like? You know, which was better, which was worse? And by far, catching turkeys is much better than catching chickens. You know, turkeys are heavier, yes, a little bit heavier, but turkeys are quitters. Turkeys, you know what, they don't care. You grab them, you get them by the legs, you pick them up, they go limp. They're done. They look up at you, they're like, you know what? I gave it my best. My best wasn't good enough, I guess. You're the better man. See you at dinner. But you know, chickens though, chickens on the other hand, I'll let you in on a little secret. Chickens do not want to get caught. I know you're looking at me like, fuck off. They want to get caught. They want to be dinner. No, chickens do not want to get caught. And, you know, they will peck you. They will claw you. They'll shit in your eye if they get a chance. And that hurts. Chicken shit in the eye, woo. That's something you want to happen more than once. Especially the dry stuff. Woo! Stings. Brings a tear to my eye just thinking about it. But anyways, chickens, like I said, are horrible, horrible creatures. When you do finally get them clawing and scratching all the way, you know, you finally bring them to the truck, you know, you give them to the truck driver puts them on the truck, and you're like, whew, finally, that fight's over, you know, I'm done. You know, that's it. That's not it. Not for the chicken, it's not it. The chickens, like I said, chickens are fucking crazy. I swear one time the truck's pulling away, there's this chicken sticking his head out of the side of the cage. He's like, hey! Hey! When I get out of this place, you're dead. Your family, dead. Your neighbor, dead. Your neighbor's family, dead. Your neighbor's dogs, nephews, uncles, aunts, cats, goldfish, dead. Chickens are crazy, man. I mean, like I said, they don't want to get caught. Just remember that. Another time, I swear there was this chicken. He's sharpening his claws on the side of the cage. He's looking me up and down. He's like, hey, I'm going to cut you. I'm going to cut you bad. And I swear, one time it turned into like that scene from fucking, you know, Scarface. Little chicken pulls out a machine gun. He's like, hey, say hello to my little friend. Blah, 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 blah. And then this one other time, I swear there was a commotion. And I could see, you know, there was a chicken coming from the back. And all of a sudden I saw, you know, he was wearing one of those masks, like, you know, those lucha libre Mexican wrestlers. And he's jumping all over the place. He's like, hey! Hey! It's me, El Pollo Loco! You're gonna choke on my chicken nuggets, eh? But you know what, guys? I'm gonna bring back Levi. You guys have been awesome. See you next time. See you at dinner.
Jeff, a joint to take home? No? You don't smoke? Does your wife smoke? Might get lit. Get her all stoned. Does your daughter smoke? Everybody on your team, do they smoke? Yeah. All right. Well, you guys, all around, man, the Vapor Trails. This is Green Light County Night. Every Thursday we do this. Every week, a new lineup of comics come up to you. Make from the small crowd, from the ladies. Make a noise from your comics. I did the show tonight. Thank you so much, Miss Lacie Victoria, Derek Dumele, Sherry Sider, and your headliner, Just Stroop, brother. I've been your host, Levi Mann, and some noise for the Vapor Trails themselves. I guess we get high now, I suppose. That's what happens. We get drunk? I don't know. So what? We get high. Yeah, make this.